Hi Capricorn, welcome back to your reading for Libra season for October. I just did Cancer's reading, and obviously Cancers are very affected by Saturn and Pluto being in your sign, and very affected by the Sun being in Libra and Mars being in Libra. And as well as that, there is a full moon in Aries, 20 degrees, so it's going to affect you later degree Capricorns the most. So for those of you that don't understand degrees as much, that is those of you born middle of January. Okay? Now, it's going to affect everybody, so let's just keep it there. The full moon in Aries is really very much to do for Capricorns. Page of Cups, to do with highlighting some emotions that need to be transformed within. Because Pluto is, of course, in your sign. It's finally direct in your sign as of today. Saturn is now direct in your sign. You're released, for now, from feeling a bit stymied in your self-expression, feeling a little bit as though you weren't quite yourself, as if you were constantly trying to keep up a facade that just wasn't working for you anymore. And it's time to have a little bit of self-acceptance and a little bit of self-love around this full moon in Aries. Because it's a particularly tight square with Pluto. It's 0 degrees, and that means that it's a very intense energy. And Pluto, of course, is a great transformative planet. It's actually smaller than the moon, but it's so powerful. And for it to be hitting off with your fourth house of security, of family, there's a lot of tensions there that possibly have been pushing you to do everyone's bidding, to perform, to be the best that you can be, to keep on a show, to help everybody out. And there's been a lot of pressure on Capricorns coming into Libra season, to be everybody's source of advice, to be everybody's source of reason. Knight of Pentacles, because people know that they can rely on you. They know that you're loyal. They know that you're committed. And much like the Cancerian reading, because the Knight of Pentacles did come up, you're very much in Libra season trying to focus on your career and trying to focus on keeping your partner happy, keeping your children happy, keeping everybody happy. But what about you? Are you okay with the way that things are? Are you feeling supported? Are you feeling like you could do with a bit more support? With Mercury and Venus in Scorpio, be very careful about keeping your cards too close to your chest as you embark on quite the journey. Two of Wands and the Fool. There's such similarities between Cancer's reading. So you could theoretically be dealing with a Cancer, or you may have Cancer in your immediate planets, your moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars, or your ascendant in Cancer. But what I see for Capricorns is standing ready to take a new path, ready to jump. But the earth sign in you is quite hesitant. You want to sort of see the terms and conditions first. You want to see the practicalities. You want to know how it's going to work, how it's going to go. 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. For those of you that are single, there seems to be a love interest that you can't quite get over or get away from. Could be a Pisces, could be a Scorpio, could be a Cancer. It could be any romantic interest. There could be a feeling as Venus shifts from Libra into Scorpio that the people that you are in love with or infatuated with or interested in aren't showing their hands. As I said before, be wary about being secretive, because people will mirror back that secrecy. So, Mercury and Venus in Scorpio, you may want to keep your feelings close to your chest about the journey that you're embarking on, or you may simply not want to burden someone with your emotional standpoint and feelings and longings. Romantically speaking, for those of you that are going into a new relationship, need to be sure that you're not going against your Capricorn nature in terms of money. Don't let anybody manipulate you in terms of what you're spending your money on this month. That's important. Jupiter is now direct in Sagittarius, and for you guys, that is your 12th house subconscious realm. In the 12th house, a lot of the time it can be to do with taking care of others, and I think for you, someone is finally going to express some gratitude for that. For some of you, it's a bit too little too late and you don't feel as excited about it, but for others of you, you're quite happy to receive this offer. 6 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups. Okay. So, Libra season, much to do with your career. With Mars there, you're really striving to be better. I find with Mars being in your career zone, and this was just my experience this year of it, it can almost make you... It can almost have the opposite effect and really drain you in terms of work. You're maybe having a reconsideration, 5 of Cups, of what it is that you're doing. And I did talk last month about there being some sort of career offer or opportunity for Capricorn that just wasn't quite what they wanted. I still feel that vibe. 5 of Cups. It's almost as though you have a contrast in your life. Either relationships are going well and career is not, or career is going well and relationships are not, or family is not. There is something in your life that is feeling chaotic and depressing, and then there's something in your life that is worth celebrating. And while you want to dive into something new and embrace the excitement and embrace the opportunities, there's something holding you back. And the 5s are like that. 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. In the traditional tarot, the 5 of Cups is all about crying over the 3 cups that are spilled and are no longer in your good graces. But behind him is always the 2. So for a lot of things with the 5s, I find it's often to do with perspective and where you shift your focus. Because isn't that what life is in general? It's where you shift your focus, is what you see and what you pay most attention to, and it's how you feel. If everything in your life was going well, your perspective could still make you think that it was horrendous, because you could be one of those people whenever you find the love of your life that thinks, well, now I could lose that person. Or you could be one of those people that thinks this is going to happen in the future and live there, even though you have it in the now. And with the 5 of Pentacles, I think the picture of the 5 of Pentacles traditionally is, of course, those 2 people that are very haggard looking. One is actually injured, they have no money, they're out in the cold, but at least they have each other. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the 5s are to do with that perspective. 5 of Swords, he's won the battle, but he's lonely. So your perspective is very, very paramount to how you go forward now that Pluto is direct. Because I can see from this that Pluto is actually pushing you on a very specific journey. For some of you, it is addressing the cold air that has blown through your love life for quite a while, or the indifference that you've had towards certain people that are in your family. It's basically about how you perceive things. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's continue. Because career-wise, there seems to be a lot of respect for you, an offer coming in possibly for some of you, a new job for some. For a lot of you, this looks like accepting a job offer. Because it is Libra season and it is your time career-wise. It's a time to invest in your career, invest in your work. You may need to put a bit more emotional investment into it. You may need to feel a bit more passionate about it in order to see it really pay off. because at the minute I feel like you're emotionally a little bit tied up in other things. The Devil. Your energy. I have a Capricorn friend and we were talking about how she's a Capricorn and she got the Devil as a major arcana, and I was saying being a Scorpio and we have Death, and we were just wondering like, what did we do wrong? Do you know what I mean? The Devil energy is very much to do with obsessing over something or your vices. I think in this case scenario, Capricorn, it's a lot to do with obsessing on the success but with Scorpio energy in the mix, I think for a lot of you it's very much to do with letting the devil in your shoulder get the best of you in terms of what you really care about. What you care about is going to be so important this month. That full moon in Aries, because of its aspects with Pluto, some Capricorns are breaking very, very, very toxic relationships. But for others of you, you know, relationships is such a wide bracket. It can be family, it can be love, it can be friendship. Scorpio energy puts a lot of focus onto your friendship as well. But Mars in Libra is testing you, and it's testing your resolve. Just how badly do you want to be successful, and at what cost? Now that Pluto... Ooh! Six of Cups. It's come up for so many of the signs because of Mercury going retrograde in Scorpio, I think. And also because Pluto is now direct. There's a shot at the past for many of you, 10 of Pentacles and the Moon. There's a big sense of family secrets with that full moon. You know, things that you didn't know, that your parents didn't tell you, that your children didn't tell you, ancestors you didn't know you had. Some of you may be doing the DNA thing. There are secrets to do with your family and people that you go back a very, very, very long time with, coming up around the full moon. And it possibly, with Pluto being in your first house, it possibly transforms the way that you see yourself. And that's big. You possibly leave an old chapter behind. For some of you, it is finally leaving the family home. It's something as simple as that. For some of you, it's redefining your boundaries with your family. All the while, some of you are embarking on a new romantic journey. But be careful in Libra season of selecting people for the wrong kind of security. That's just all I'll say in terms of selecting somebody new. If you're not in a relationship, make sure that you're accepting people because you feel something in your heart, not because you think it is security in another way. I know that Capricorns often do that. They often marry for status and they often marry for wealth. That's kind of the traditional Capricorn, but as we progress and with Saturn and Pluto pushing you to make different decisions, oftentimes during your Saturn return, you can be looking for relationships because they fit what you think your family wants or society wants. You know what I mean? Just make sure that you're going with your heart a little bit this month, Capricorn, even if it doesn't feel that easy, even if it doesn't feel that second nature to you, because we have at the end of the month this new moon in Scorpio opposing Uranus, which is in your love sector. It's in your children's sector, your creative sector, and it's a very tight opposition. There's quite a lot of tight energies coming up, and it's pushing people to make decisions. Yeah. 2 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. Deciding whether you want to get engaged or not, deciding whether a relationship can go long term, deciding if you want to keep these old friendships going. 4 of Swords. It has the potential to exhaust yourself. Sometimes the best decisions happen when we're not thinking about it. And that will go for a lot of things going on in your life, Capricorn. Your best decisions will come when you're distracting yourself with something else. That 5 of Cups energy. When everything is breaking up in one area or everything feels like it's going wrong in one area, concentrate on things that are going right and watch the answers come to you. Because you're so good at seeing things for what they are and seeing the potential and seeing the way things should be and what direction they're actually going. Page of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. You will get yourself into a very, very, very pretty picture if you keep nurturing yourself and nurturing your finances and tending to what you have. There is a tendency in Libra season with the career and the success to want to look at what other people have that you don't. You should be looking at your lot because the grass is greener under you. So long as you're watering it. 2 of Swords. There is an indecisive energy. I'm pulling a lot more cards for you than I am for everybody else. The Tower. Ooh, that Aries full moon is shaking you up. It's transforming the way you see yourself. I really love that. And the Ace of Cups. Radically self-love yourself. So, with that Aries full moon, if there's one thing that you pull out of Libra season, it is how to reinvent yourself, much like your Scorpio counterparts. Reinventing yourself to see the world differently, to see your career, to see your love, to see everything differently. Ironically, that radical shift in your thoughts about the way things should be and the way that they're going to be now is what pulls love into your life. Those of you that are single, very likely that you're going to meet somebody worth your while if you break down the old way of doing things that really wasn't bringing you anybody special. For those of you that are in a relationship, it wouldn't hurt to try and shake things up a little bit before you give up on it completely if it's feeling tired. And with so many planets in your career zone and Uranus opposing the new moon, I feel as though you have the opportunity to become incredibly obsessed with your own success and working very hard to the point you get tunnel vision. Don't get tunnel vision. You have a lot more compartments to your life than just the thing that you're obsessing over. That's the main lesson for Libra season. It's funny. With the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, you have every opportunity to make yourself incredibly wealthy. But you're realizing that true wealth isn't financial in Libra season. And actually what you're doing is recreating, reinventing yourself, and your season's not even started. But as we lead up to that, when we have Jupiter will be going into your sign in December, which is really exciting. You're going to enjoy that, and by God, you deserve it. You really do, because Jupiter will bring you this abundance and all this, these lovely accolades for surviving Saturn and Pluto, which are going to meet in a very intense way in 2020. It's a very, very, very big time to be a Capricorn person, or a Capricorn moon, or a Capricorn rising. It's a very, very, very transformative time for the cardinals in particular this month, now that Pluto is direct. And I just want you to know that there will be a lot of wonderful things this month. It's just that in your moments of despair and your moments of fear, I would like you to remember that you're going through a transformation, but it's not a bad thing. It's darkest before the dawn in the sense that the butterfly is in its little cocoon. It's about to come out. You're radically learning to love yourself and to give yourself more, which is something that you really need to do. So, as you embark into the next phase of your life, as some of you embark into the next relationship, make a change in your relationship, yeah, the bee and the swan. Remember what I said about secrecy, how people will mirror you for what you're doing. So if someone's being secretive with you, consider if you've been secretive with them. With the bee here, I feel like you're working very, very, very hard. Very hard. The worker bee, that kind of, I think it's in Manchester, they have the little worker bee. The bee is the symbol of Manchester. So you could have some sort of connections with Manchester, I don't know. But the swan here is just so graceful. You would never know when the swan's just easing through life that its little feet underneath are going really quick, really, 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 really tough. That's what a Capricorn can be like. Gliding along the surface, looking very serene, very calm, but actually frantically trying to get things done. And I think you must learn this month, Capricorn, that if you are struggling with something, to ask for help, particularly in terms of signs here. I would say the water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, are people that you might want to ask for help, or for reassurance, or for extra love and affection that you need from them, instead of leaving them in the dark. Okay, Capricorn, so I'm going to go into the other earth signs in the extended reading, the other water signs in the extended, the fire signs, the air signs, all that good stuff. Very excited to do so. I love you guys very, 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 very much. You've been great soldiers amidst all the twists and turns with your ruler Saturn and of course Pluto. So love you guys, and I'll see you in the extended. Bye.